My name is Damien Ryan, and my mother Sheila Ryan started her charity called Kilimanjaro Direct back in 2005. Back then, my first experience with doing charity work, we basically raised money in Ireland and took it to Tanzania, and we filled up a truck with supplies such as rice, maize, cooking oil, sugar, soap, the absolute basics. And we would meet with village chairmen of different areas, because there's not addresses or estates. It's like people living in banana plantations or on the side of a mountain or rural areas and not easily accessible. So we would take the supplies and meet a village chairman and drive as far as we could in the 4x4. And then after that, we would unload the stuff and carry what we could and take them to the poorest families. And that was the very beginning. So we would give them the food and money and translate Swahili or English to Swahili where it was coming from, and document where all the donations went. And that was the beginning, literally our very first attempt at doing charity work, and that progressed from there to building houses for families. So as it stands, we've built 9 houses for families, normally families who had taken in other people's children, orphans. Maybe the family has a disabled kid in certain circumstances, and so we could change their living situations, but at the end of the day it doesn't raise them out of poverty. So my mother, being a teacher, got land to build a school. Alleviate poverty through education is the mission statement of the charity, and I suppose the belief that education from an early age, is a good basis for a future and progress. I mean, the very minimum that you need is to be able to read and write and maths and general knowledge of the world. And so about 7 or 8 years ago we started building the school, and about 5 years ago it opened. And we started with 8 students, and now we have about 100 students. We feed them breakfast and lunch every day. We have cooks, we have 3 teachers, we have security, we have a 52-seater bus for collecting kids. And we're run off donations totally. It's basically a family-run charity. Any volunteers or anybody who visits the school pays their own way out there. No money is taken out of the donations. 100% goes to the cause. We pay local teachers to teach a local curriculum, and so basically it's just out of the goodness of people's hearts and people who are willing to put their hands in their pocket because they know that the money is going to the right place. And so a lot of people want to go and volunteer and help out, and currently we don't have a volunteer program in place, but the long-term plan is to set up a program where people can come out and maybe teach English classes and give something back and also donate, because at the end of the day, I mean, cash is the most important thing, because we're creating employment for the locals, and it makes more sense to employ local teachers to teach the local curriculum. So donations and fundraising is the most important part. So my long-term plan is to move to Tanzania, stay there for a year and learn Swahili and learn about the culture and just set up a base and bring people out to see the school and see the work we're doing. And once I'm once I'm set up over there and have a good base, I'll be looking to start a volunteer program where people around the world can come and help. And I've already taught English as a foreign language in South Korea for 3 years. So I have a lot of contacts in the TEFL teaching community who have experience in teaching English as a foreign language, and this is what the volunteers will have to do. And so I have that experience there. My mother is a teacher herself, so she's teaching 40 years. She knows education, and so all the money that will come from these volunteers will go 100% to the school. That pays for teachers' wages, feed them breakfast and lunch every day. There's always projects going on, families need food, but the school is the main anchor of the charity. And so how I'm going to survive my own way, because as we're 100%, not one penny goes anywhere else but to the school. If the volunteers want to do a trip, for example, to the Serengeti or climb Kilimanjaro, well, someone will have to organise that, and if I'm on the ground, I'll happily do that. I mean, I look forward to doing that, but then I'll be able to make my own salary or wage. So I'll put on in the work, organising the volunteer program, picking people up from the airport, bringing them to the school, having a program. They can teach so many hours a week, they can learn Swahili from the kids, do work in the community. I'm looking to set up connections with my former school, Rockwell College, also Kieran's College here in Kilkenny. It'd be great to do something with the transition years, or maybe even the leaving certs after they've finished. Perhaps they could come out during the summer. Any programs, adult learning, microfinancing, sky is the limit as long as it generates industry within the community, and setting up long-term things that people can sustain themselves. And then, as I said, on the side, or as a byproduct of this, people are going to want to see the country. It's a very beautiful country in Tanzania. You have Serengeti, you have Ngurunguru crater, massive crater with lions, hyena, cheetah, everything, the big five. And so that's what I'm looking to do as well. On one side, fund the school, raise the money, but also guide the people to the Serengeti and other places, and earn a wage for myself totally separate to any of the donations. There can be no grey area, only black and white. And even I hope to go as far as having the books available online to see where the expenditures go on, the costs, because transparency is key when it comes to charities. Raising funds for the last 13 years, I've heard everything from lack of trust to CEOs of charities getting paid 6-figure sums. There's a lack of trust, which is true in certain cases, but also, it's just the lack of transparency. So, it's coming from our heart. We put our money and our time and everything into it, and we believe in it. And so it's really my mother Sheila who's done all this work. It's only following in her footsteps. Without Sheila, none of this would have happened. So really, in about 3 years' time is about the time frame I'm looking to start setting up this volunteer program. I want to be reaching out to TEFL teachers. Some of the people I lived with in Korea were involved in setting up curriculums with regards to TEFL courses, what the best progression of learning is. so many things to be done, and I believe we'll get there. Just a matter of time. Right now, fundraisers, any chance we get, we do fundraisers. The money goes directly over. At the start of every month, we have to pay the teachers, and we feed the kids breakfast and lunch every day. So that's 60,000 meals in a month that we provide. So we just keep going and keep doing what we can, and it's still going, and the school is always going to be there, and kids are getting the education and they're getting the food, and we're doing good work. So that's basically it. Do you have any other questions? If you have any questions or want to contact me personally, you can email me at DamieRyan, DamieRyan@gmail.com, or you can check the Facebook. It's Kilimanjaro Direct on Facebook. It's a bit dated at the moment, but we will be revamping the Facebook and creating a new website in the new year, hopefully. But I'm contactable. My name on Facebook is Damien Ryan as well. So yeah, don't be afraid to contact me and let me know.
Yeah, no, you're cool.